Alright everyone, welcome to a MagicFX bonus video. This week I'll be doing these every so often, just going over some various trades, trade recaps, price walkthroughs, little mini lessons here and there. It's going to be a bit free flowing, might be a bit messy. I've got a cold, so I sound a bit shit. So yeah, bear with me if I'm a bit slow, if I'm fuck up, if whatever I do. Yeah, I'll just try and give you some value if I can. So today I'm going to be going over some trades from the 29th of October, some massive opportunities on that day. So yeah, without further ado, let's get cracking. Well, I'm going to start this off on the weekly. So having a look here, you can see I've mapped out the structure exactly as I would have in the last video. If you haven't seen that, it's a bloody banger. So check that out if you want some lessons on how I map structure. So we can see we've turned bearish most recently on the weekly. Have the previous low being this one, previous high being this one. We've closed below with this candle, and then we've cemented this is a current low because this candle closed above the top of this one. Okay, so we're currently in a pullback phase on the weekly. Now, where are we going to pull back to? Where could we continue to sell from? That is the question, and my answer is who knows. No, but we've got to basically look at, first of all, the most recent area of supply, which would be this doji, which I would actually refine down to these two wicks here, because that is one up move. Okay, so we are looking at this on the weekly. We've broken the low, we're pulling back. We could potentially carry on from this point here. So moving down to the daily, what we're looking at, we can see on the daily, again, here's the most recent structure. This would have been our supply on the weekly, so that needs refining a bit on the daily. I guess you could use this candle, or even perhaps this move here, seeing as this looks quite corrective on the way down, and this is really a bear candle. I tend to just use this whole supply up here, okay, which has also been tapped into. Now you can see daily structure is a little bit messy, but overall it's currently bullish, but could easily turn bearish from this weekly point of interest. Anyway, we'll move down to the 4 hour. Sorry about my cold again, I can really just feel it in my nose. Can't be that great to listen to. The 4 hour, again, we've got this whole zone here. If I really wanted to refine it down, I'd probably first of all look at this candle, and then I'd see that's been just completely blown through, just a wick, but it's, you know, it's been denied any sort of relevancy. So the next point, I guess, would be this one, or you could just keep it as the entire daily thing like this, like that. So it's up to you. I'll refine it down to the remaining portion of this wick that hasn't been tapped into yet. As you know, as some people say, there's always shit in wicks. Quote Mr. Sketchy Wyckoff on that one. Yeah, so what are we looking for here? So we can see it's very bullish on the 4 hour, following structure again the exact same way. I'd map it out on the weekly, the daily, the 15 minute, and even the 1 minute. Okay, and if I use the seconds, I'd probably do the same on there. So what happened before on the 4 hour? Price created a low here, broke the high. This was the range. Obviously something caused a pullback here, which would have been, looks like these two wicks. So it pulled back, but it wasn't enough to break a 4 hour low, and price came back down into this demand zone here and shot off up. So I'm sure there were some lovely buys in there as well if you fancied, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about sells, and actually we're talking about counter trend sells, because you'll see soon that these are actually counter trend to the 15-minute. So that's going to be an interesting part of the lesson, or the recap. The repack. Anyway, so we've tapped in on the 4 hour to this wick, and let's see what's going on in 15 minutes. Okay, so now we're on the 15-minute. I'm going to play price forward to around 6 AM, which is when I would have come to the charts. I get up around 5:30, have a little morning routine going on, then aim to get to the charts for about 6 o'clock to do my forecasts and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, what we're looking at, right, it's at 6:30 now, but whatever. Okay, so here we are. We've tapped into this 4 hour point of interest, supply zone. I'm not going to go too much into that because that's Friday's video about selecting those and all that. But basically, what would bring me to look for sells here? Well, first of all, we've built the higher time frame story up to say that sells are valid from the weekly down to the daily, down to the 4 hour. You know, we're happy to look for sells on those time frames, but I get my entries from the 15-minute time frame. Well, not so much my entries, but I base my trades off the 15-minute. And when we've had such a bullish leg here on the 15-minute, this would be the current 15-minute range. If I just pop that high on there, how on earth could I feel safe in looking for sells? Well, after such a bullish move, we can expect a pullback, and a pullback can definitely be expected from a weekly supply zone that the 15-minute happens to have tapped into. So we're in a great position to see if we can have any kind of signs here that price might pull back. And so what we're looking for is something called a change of character. And now a change of character is different to a break of structure, because a break of structure, obviously we have our rules for that, but a change of character can be quite a minuscule break, if you like, on the charts. So I'll even take into account wicks and such forth. If it's in the right area, you know, it's valid. So after all this big move up, we can see that we've got a high, a low, a high, I would say a low from this inside bar, and another high. So the most recent low is this one at the bottom of this inside bar for me. Most recent high would be this one. Now you can see the low gets broken, and when that low gets broken, that for me is a change of character. Okay, now for a proper change of character, I'm not looking at wick breaks. Okay, so I guess this is where it might get a bit confusing, but it's simple really. So up, down, up, fine. This is still bullish movement, and I can see that. I can mark my lows and highs for changes of character in that way. But for the actual change of character, for it to change bearish, I need a body close below that low. Okay, so mapping it out is fine using wicks, but to actually confirm the character's change, I'd like a body close, please. And that is what we got over here. I hope this still makes sense. If it doesn't, send me a message on Instagram telling me I'm an idiot. So anyway, this candle here at 4 a.m. closed below, okay? And now to make it even more confusing for you, but not really, once price turns bearish, counter trend bearish, I must say, I will then switch the way I map the structure to how I would for a proper breaker structure. So looking at this now, from the move from the close below to the top, that is the whole leg I'm currently looking at. And now this isn't confirmed as a low because none of these candles close above the previous one. Okay, so it continues moving down, and this all for me is just one big leg down now, one big bearish leg, because it's not until this candle closes above this one that we can confirm this as a low. Okay, so now we've had our confirmed change of character down, I'm happy to start looking for sells. Now, how do I look for sells? Well, I look for a nice relevant supply zone. So first of all, let's look at this one. Okay, it's all right. It's obviously caused this big push down. There's something in there. I'm happy to look at this, and if we get a nice 1 minute entry, if price gets there, I'll be happy to enter on that. So let's play forward, see what happens. Okay, so price now has shown it wants to continue down on the 50-minute. All right, fair enough. We didn't get an entry. That's fine. Now, we're still fairly high up in, say, the premium of this leg, so still happy to look for sells. Now, maybe I would then look for this wick, something in this wick, to give me a possible sell opportunity. So if price comes back up, let's have a look. Continues down, bit of a wick there. Something to worry about? I'm not sure. It's just reacting to something in these wicks here. Okay, so all right, so that's quite a vicious, you might say, push up. But yeah, that's fine. So what am I looking out for to say don't take a sell? Well, basically, I'm looking for price not to turn bullish. And what would turn it bullish? A close above this high, which it hasn't done yet, okay? And what price can do is still tap into something above, sweep this high, and then continue down. And I actually like when price does that. That gives it more confluence for a sell. If we get a sweep of liquidity and then a continue down, for me that is that's even better than if it just tapped into this and gave an entry. So let's see what she does. All right, so it looks like that's exactly what happened. It's tapped in, not quite to this one, but something on, if you add these two candles together, you've certainly had a supply, maybe a 30-minute supply, that's been tapped into, and then it's caused it to push down. Now, am I interested in looking at a sell here? Yes I am. So at this point, I'm going down to the 1 minute to check what's happening. Okay, so what have I got on the 1 minute? Okay, so starting from the bottom, this is obviously where we would have had our low. These are 15-minute lines, by the way. So we've had a high, oh, not even a high on there. The high would have been here, low would have been here. So it's come up to here, low, high, and then we've broken this low on the 1 minute. Again, apologies for my explaining, but basically what I'm saying is this is 1 minute structure here. So this is the 15-minute high that was swept above. Now, so we've got a, I guess you'd call it a breaker structure on the 1 minute here. So am I looking to get involved in this? The answer is no, not yet. And part of that reason is because I haven't got the entry criteria I would look for to enter on something here. So I want to see a little bit more in order to confirm that price is going where I want it to go. So that would be another, you know, it might mitigate something up here and then give me another boss down. So you can see it as a double confirmation entry, if you like. So if we come up here, break down, I'll then look to enter on the next one for a continuation down. So let's see what happens. And we don't get that, we get a break above again, so giving us a new high. So we've broken a high and we've broken a low recently on the 1 minute, so it's a bit rangy. And now also looking at the time, we want to check that we haven't closed above on the 15 minutes. So I'll always check that before entering a trade, that, you know, we haven't closed above on the 15 minute. Okay, so that's still fine, it looks like, and it looks like we're going to push down again. So sometimes when on the bar replay, it gives you a little glimpse into the future, which doesn't help anything really. But anyway, so at this point, I'm still happy to look for sales because we haven't closed above, but nothing's really jumping out at me to enter. And so what I want is for this to break. Which it hasn't done yet, and now it has. Okay, so that's broken, and still, because we broke above here and then broke below, I'm still not interested. If this hadn't broken above here and then continued down, I would then be interested in looking to get in on probably either the extreme, I like an extreme, this wick here, or this supply here. Okay, they would be my potential entry candles. Now, price is going to continue. Right, okay. So, what we've got here, price has moved down, cemented this is a new low with this candle here. Okay. And then come up, create a high, broken structure again. Okay, so what I've got here for me is a valid double confirmation entry. So what I would do is place my risk reward tool on here. I take the 25 of a candle or the 75, I'm not sure which it is. I suppose it depends if it's bullish or bearish. Anyway, so what am I doing? I'm looking here to enter off this candle. It's a double confirmation entry. We've had 2 1 minute breaks of structure, 2 valid lows for me, in the way, based on the way I view structure on all time frames. So yeah, let's see if we get tagged in, and then I'll manage it in the way I like to manage. So we have been tagged in here by this scary looking candle here. Probably looked like it was gonna get tagged out straight away, but I like that. I like a fast tag in that looks scary, because they, for some reason, seem to be the ones that play out. Don't know why, but it doesn't matter really, does it? Anyway, so what have we got here? We've created a low here because this candle's closed above this one. So there we go, we've broken and closed below that low, which means we can start to lock in some profit. Or in this case, we can lock in a break even. So yeah, this is how I manage now. I don't tend to set targets anymore. In some certain situations I would, but I like the I like trailing my stop. It locks in profit, and when price is trending really nicely, you can lock in a lot of profit. You can take risk off the table fairly quickly, and it's just a simple robotic kind of way of management for me. And that's what I like. I know some people like to take partials, set targets. Yeah, this just works for me. It's completely up to you though. I don't frown upon setting targets or taking partials or anything like that. It's just a completely personal thing, and this is what I like doing. Anyway, so continuing to click price on, obviously we've got another low here. Oh, and as I'm break even, by the by, I would now be looking to get an entry on this bad boy. So let's see if we can get a scale in. Okay, and we do not. Oh, by the way, that's a very small stop loss of 1 pipper. I'll probably go 1.2 just to cover anything there. And that one, I want to go sort of above the supply zone, give it a bit of breathing room, a bit of spread breathing room for the FTMO and all that as well. Okay, so now we didn't get tagged in to this one, and we've closed below a low again. So what I would do is just give that lock in 1.5 and see how we go, carrying on. There's no real, I suppose, yeah, you could look for a trade off this, see if that gets tagged in off the 2.5, but price just tends to move heavily down. Now these are the kind of situations where trailing your stop gets a bit scary, because you don't want to be in, 12.7R profit only for it to come and take you out for plus 1.5. But I've had enough experience now to see that trailing works for me, and when it works big, it works really nicely. So I have faith in the way I map structure, in the way I trail, in the way I manage, just to know that the way I do it will give me results in the end. I think that's the most important thing for your mindset. You just got to have confidence that the way you do things long term is going to work out best for you. You can learn all the technicals you want. If you don't have confidence in the way you're trading, it's not going to work. And no one could actually tell you how important mindset is in trading. Like, people, ever since I got into trading, I've heard people say that your psychology, your mindset, your confidence, trading is, at least 80% that. And I was always like, yeah, just give me the fucking sauce, mate. Tell me what I'm doing. My mindset's fine. Everyone thinks, they're mentally fairly strong. But the truth is, that is not true. The truth is that is not true, guys. So what you want to be aware of is how your ego and your mindset and psychology, really, it cannot be underestimated how much it affects your trading. And there's been times where I've thought, I'm the boss, I'm the Don. About a year ago, I passed an FTMO, had a 100 grand account, and and I thought, right, this is it. That night I was looking at Lambos, you know, looking at new houses, thinking, right, this is my life set now. And you know, about 2 months later, I'd lost the account because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to handle that kind of money. And it was all mindset based. It was psychological. It was ego. Anyway, what am I talking about? So looking at this trade, what we can now see is that we do have another low here, and if you were in this trade, you'd probably be praying that low gets closed below, and it just doesn't seem to want to at the moment, and you'd be like, oh fucking hell, let me bloody take some profit, lock it in, and then you'd be like, phew, there we go, it's closed below, and now you'd lock in just above this. Unfortunately, never getting tagged in to another scale in there. So where are we now? We're locked in at about 6.67 R there. Okay. So again, haven't actually created a new high and a low. It's just carried on down. So I'm gonna have to wait to lock in any more profit, but now we have a cemented low here, so hopefully we can lock something in here. Ooh, not quite sunny, Jim. Still looking, and there we go. Okay, so there is where you'd lock in then for about 12R, and then carrying on. It's just the same shit every time. And then what we're looking at, this is where your stop loss is. Will it carry on? Okay, so there you'd have been taken out for 12R. You're happy. And now what's going on with price? So if we go on the 15-minute, right, now we can see price has come down, made this low here, okay, made this high, and then carried on and created a low down here. Okay, so would I still be looking for trades? And the answer is, if they present, sure, I'm 12R up for the day. Am I willing to risk one of those R to possibly catch a huge weekly move, as that's what this could be. So you've got to take all these things into account. So I'm looking at what's currently going on, and so on the 1 minute, we now looks like we're pulling back on the 15. So let's see, it's probably going to mitigate something in this leg. So let's just goes up and looks like it wants to come down again. So what is going on the 1 minute? Okay, so it's mitigated this start of this big move and it's carrying on. Now if we break below this 15-minute low, am I going to immediately jump into a trade? No. And I'll show you why. So we have broken this 15-minute low. Okay, so price potentially wants to carry on going down on the 15-minute, but how do I know it's not just going to sweep this and hit something here and carry on? Well, I want to do the same thing I did earlier, which is look for a double confirmation. So if price which it does here, comes back up and taps into this supply, and then it doesn't break it, right? So the structure stays intact on the 1 minute. And then, okay, so this is a new low here. Okay, so what have we done? Price has broken the 15-minute low, come back up to mitigate the supply that caused the break, and now if it breaks this 1 minute structure again, which it does with some strength, I am going to look to get involved. And as I said before, I like to take extremes. Now, this is a bit of a strange one because it is a bearish candle, but it's also a nice, it's got a big wick there. But am I just going to take this tiny wick? I could, and that would be, you have a 0.3 pip stop, but I don't particularly think there's any point taking something that small. So I'll take the entire candle and give it a bit of room to breathe above there as well. So that is the kind of entry I would take here. So again, I don't know if I've explained this well or not, but it's basically, we've broken the 15-minute low, we've mitigated the thing that broke the low, meaning, and then carried on again. So it's a double confirmation entry. It's also mitigated what caused the strong break in the first place. So as far as we know, price has done its job up here and we're continuing down. So I'm leaving this entry on. What about here? That looks like, to me, a bit messy liquidity. There's no clean entry in this, so I'm going to leave that. If it goes off there, whatever. So yeah, I'll just carry on. Okay, so yeah, so we got tagged in here by this candle. Just now, if your broker's being kind, you'd get tagged in, but let's just assume they are. Anyway, so we're in, we've got a nice small stop loss, and then I would carry on managing the way I manage all the trades. So let's have a look. So price has come down here, created a low here, so this is the low we're looking to break in order to carry on. Obviously it's wicked it here, but no close below. So let's have a look. And we have broken that low, so I'd now be happy to move this trade to break even. And there we go. Okay, so we're at break even on this. Now, would I be looking to get involved again? The answer is yes, because we're at break even. Now, where would I get involved is the question. And first of all, I'd be looking at this, but then you can kind of see that's been mitigated by these candles, and the candle which caused the break was this one, okay, this inside bar, and that looks like a decent place to take a trade from. But I don't like the size of the stop loss, especially compared to this one. To cover that would be a 2.4, which, you know, is fine, but for me, in this kind of situation, what I'll do is change this to a 50% and take it off that, so I can squeeze in probably a 1.6 to be safe. If that gets tagged in, it gets tagged in. If it goes from the 25, then that's that. And it's still right. So here we've cemented the low, okay, because of this candle, and we didn't get an entry, so that ends that argument anyway. Anyway, so I could now lock in some profit on this one, and this is lovely because we've got such a small stop loss. You can go in there, give it a little bit of breathing room. Never hurts. There we go, just in case price wants to sweep or something like that. And now we've also got low, high, low. So I'm definitely looking to take another entry on this. So again, we've got a big fat candle. So I'm like, right, no thank you. I will take the 50% of that one. 1.7 looks a bit tight. Maybe a 1.8 on that one. Again, not as nice as a 0.6 pip stop loss, but as long as it's under 2 pips, I won't cry. But anyway, let's carry on. So we've cemented our low, by the way. Cemented. And let's see what happens. Nope, doesn't close below. Right, oh. Now, depending on how nice your broker is, you might got tagged out of that one. I think we'd be safe with the stop loss hovering above there, but yeah, let's say we're in that for now. We're tagged in over here by this candle. Okay. So great, let's see what happens. Okay, continues down. So what am I doing? Well, can't really change anything management wise, so it doesn't look like we can look to get in any more trades at this point. So really we want to be able to lock in some profit. And again, if you're holding this, you're currently 72 are up on that one and 16 are up on that one. You know, if you wanted to just close the trade there, no one's going to bite your head off. That's absolutely fine. But you know, I like to stick to my rules, and I'm just kind of showing what's possible in this video. I can't say for sure that I would hold through all this. I'd probably lock in something, but hey, this video is a demonstration of being a robot and all that. And anyway, look, it would have worked out if you stuck to your guns. So here we've got another cemented low, and we can actually lock in profit above this. Okay, which very nice. So 12.8 on that one, 60.8 on that one, which is nice. So what about next? Would I look to take an entry here? I could certainly have a look. Would I look at this? No, that's mitigated. I'd probably have to look at this. So what I would do is take an entry off there. Ooh, 2.2, not ideal, but let's try and salvage a 2 pip stop loss. There we go. Okay, make it work. Anyway, we've cemented a low down here, by the way. Okay, no entry for us there. Fine. But that does mean we can lock in more prof. If it's gonna let us. Not you, you. Okay, so this one we're locking in more. This one we're locking in more. Okay, so we carry on, see if we have indeed created a new low here. Now, is there an entry for us off of this lovely candle? Oh, that's nice. I think this is one where I could take a 0.25. Ooh, just about a 2 pipper. No, she's gonna be nasty again. Classic. But again, I'm not complaining because I get to lock in some more profit. There we go. I don't know if this video is actually interesting or boring or anything, but I hope someone's getting some value out of it somewhere. It's very long at this point. I can see it's running for like 40 plus minutes. So if anyone's made it this far, hello, welcome to Boringville. And anyway, so what have we got here? Oh, have I missed an entry? Yeah, missed an entry there. But anyway, so what I started waffling and I missed. Anyway, what I would have done is got on in off this wick here, that big, nice big wick, and covered that with a 1.3. And let's see how that goes. Quite well. So created a low there, and continued down. So there's not really much room for locking anything more in there, so we just carry on and carry on. And I wouldn't be looking to enter anything yet because this one would still have risk open. In reality, I'd probably have moved it to right run. But either way, there we go. We can now move our stop loss to actually above this one. Okay, so that one's locked in for 12.4. This one for God knows. This one for a zillion. So yeah, carrying on. This video is pretty much just going to be the same shit from now on, until it decides to reverse on us. So then we'd lock in here, then oh yeah, we cemented a low there. So we would lock in even further above this high. And there we go. And then I'd look for an entry. Let's have a look off of this bad boy and go for 1.8. A little bit huge, but who's moaning? And we get mugged, so no entry for us there. But we did cement this low and break it, so we can lock in more profit. Don't know why I'm bothering this little purple line. She can do one. You know what? See ya. I'll just move these. So yeah, still going strong. And this is the power of trailing your stops. When you get a move like this where the 1 minute just conforms to the structure, you're absolutely bloody laughing. You don't even have to think. You're not emotional. You're not thinking, oh, is it going to get to my target? You are thinking, is it going to break structure if it's moved shitloads far, or is it going to give me a cemented low to allow me to lock in? That's all you're really thinking about though. So yeah, what have we got here? We've got another low here. Have we closed below it? Let's have a look. We have. So again, let's lock in even more above this. There. Where's the other trade gone? Little devil. There it is. Okay. So we're still running well with these. Now, can we lock in any more profit? Let's have a look. crazy enough, we can. So we're there. Right, we're looking above this high now, and you'd just be laughing to yourself, wouldn't you? And we've cemented another low here, so let's see. Does she continue to grace us with wonderful money? Oh, is this where it ends? Again, I haven't entered on any of this because these don't look like nice supply zones. It looks like it's slowing down, and I'm happy with 5 billion R that's been locked in already, really. Any danger of letting me fucking move that down? Oh, it's that. Okay. Alright, whatever. Confusing trade review. Okay, so this is where we would have been taken out. Alright. So what have we got? We've got 172.5 R on that one, 50 R on that one, 41 R on that one, 12 R on that one. You do the math. There's a lot of money to be made with this style, and that's basically exactly how I come to the charts looking to trade every day. I'm going to end this video here because it's been long, it's been droning, it's been me speaking, talking shit, and you must be sick of it. I can't. If you've made it this far to the end of this video, send me a message saying Gorilla Juice knows. That's the secret code. Gorilla Juice knows, because then I will know that you've actually made it. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have, I'm sure you'll end up unsubscribing after seeing the length of this bloody video and the boringness. But anyway, stop being self-deprecating. It's boring. That. Anyway, bye.